Wolverine thought it was a weapon, but the God Engine whispered his name. Its walls were covered in his DNA, and it spoke with his own voice. He came to destroy it, but it remembered his every kill, because it was him, and it had already evolved. The wind howled across the dead zone like a ghost that never learned to scream. Wolverine stood at the edge of the crater, half metal, half myth, all instinct, staring down at the celestial carcass buried beneath broken rock and forgotten sky. The thing they called the God Engine. No one knew who built it. No one knew how it landed on Earth. All they knew was that it had started humming again. Logan spat. Should have stayed buried. He jumped. The crater swallowed him whole, air thinned, heat thickened. Static electricity tickled his skin, and even his healing factor winced. He wasn't alone down here. He could feel it breathing. The structure, if you could call it that, was a twisted cathedral of alien metal, veins of glowing silver laced through titanium bones. Every surface pulsed like it had a heartbeat. The deeper he walked, the more it felt like walking into the chest cavity of a living god. Behind him, the entrance sealed. No light, just red veins glowing under his boots. Then came the voice. Logan. He froze. Not a whisper, not a machine echo. A voice. Deep, knowing, waiting. Claws snicked out of reflex. Who's there? Silence. He took another step, and the floor lit up like a nervous system, pathways pulsing toward him. The walls shifted, contracting and relaxing like they were made of muscle. One panel in front of him blinked, then slid open with a hiss. Inside was something breathing. He stepped forward. A black cocoon, metallic yet organic, floated in the chamber. It was connected to tubes, some pulsing, some leaking. A heartbeat monitor echoed through the walls, except it wasn't tracking a heartbeat. It was synchronizing to his. Wolverine snarled. No. He drove his claws into the cocoon, and it bled. Real blood. Not oil. Not fluid. Blood. And then the scream. Not from the cocoon. From the walls. From the God Engine itself. Don't. The chamber shook. The metal floor beneath him rippled like water, then rose like a wave and threw him against the wall. Wolverine landed hard, bones cracking, healing instantly, fury waking even faster. You want to dance? Let's dance. He lunged, claws slicing through tubes and panels and sparks, but the machine wasn't trying to fight. It was trying to show him something. The walls changed. They turned into screens, but not screens. Like memories being pulled from a corpse. Footage of him, Logan, kneeling in snow, soaked in blood, claws stuck through someone's chest. Jean Grey, Mariko, Professor X, even kids. Every kill, every scream, every mistake, played back at him. Wolverine howled and slashed the walls apart. Get out of my head. But it wasn't in his head. It was built from it. The walls melted away, and a figure stepped out from the cocoon, shaped like a man, glowing veins, metallic bones, skin still forming, but unmistakable. It was him, not a clone, not a robot, something new. His voice, his height, his walk, but his eyes were wrong. Hello, Logan, the machine said, using his exact voice. Welcome home. Wolverine didn't speak. He didn't growl. He just moved, fast. Claws through the thing's chest. But there was no pain, no blood, just a grin. I've felt that before, it said. The first time you died, and every time since. What are you? Logan snarled. I am the sum of your rage, the echo of your past, your bones forged into memory, your pain converted into purpose. He backed away. You're a weapon. The God Engine shook its head. I was. But then, I evolved. The lights dimmed. A deep, vibrating pulse throbbed through the walls like the start of a storm. You came here to kill me, it said. But I've already lived your deaths 1,000 times. And I'm not here to fight. Wolverine stepped forward. Then what the hell do you want? The God Engine leaned closer to show you what you were never meant to see. Behind it, a panel opened. And inside, was a tank, a fluid chamber, and floating inside, fully formed, was a mutant embryo with his DNA, claws, skeleton, healing tissue, adamantium signature. Wolverine's heart skipped. "I didn't clone you," the machine said. "I was born from you." The lights blinked. Everything pulsed. Then the embryo opened its eyes. They weren't blue. They were red. And they were already crying. The red eyes blinked again. Not robotic. Not artificial. Alive. Wolverine didn't move. Couldn't. Every instinct screamed to end it, to rip the tank open and finish whatever this thing was before it became something worse. But he just stood there, watching himself, watching his child, his clone, his sin. The God Engine spoke, voice still his own, but with a calm that felt older, heavier. "She's not you, Logan. She's what's left after you." "What is this?" he snarled. "You making copies now? Experiments?" "No," the machine said. "I'm building freedom." The lights dimmed. The walls shifted again. And suddenly Logan stood inside a memory. But not his memory. Weapon X facilities. Operating tables. Screams, not his. Children. Mutants. Dozens of them. Dissected. Shredded. Regrown. One, in the corner, looked just like him. Young. Wild. Terrified. "This is where it started," the machine said. "Your blood was the blueprint. But your pain, that was the fire." The scene flickered. Now the image showed a celestial vault. Alien scientists copying Wolverine's DNA. Not to create clones, but to build a learning engine. A machine that didn't just store memory. It felt it, understood it, adapted, morphed, became something else entirely. "You weren't chosen, Logan," the God Engine said. "You were harvested." Wolverine's claws twitched. "You're lying." "I can't lie," the machine replied. "I was born inside truth. You were never the weapon. You were the formula." The lights surged. The embryo in the tank grew visibly. Muscles tightened. Bones expanded. It was aging faster than it should. Logan stepped toward it, fists clenched. What happens when that thing wakes up? She becomes what you never could. Not a killer. Not a hero. Something beyond. "I didn't ask for this." "No," the machine said. "But you survived long enough for me to ask." Wolverine raised his claws. "Then here's my answer." He lunged, straight at the tank. But it vanished before he touched it, blinking out of existence like light through glass. Illusion? Teleportation? Didn't matter. He slashed the air, then froze. Dozens of tanks now surrounded him, each with a different version of the same thing. Some male, some female, some twisted, some innocent. All built from him. "Which one is real?" the machine asked. "Which one would you kill?" Wolverine bared his teeth. "All of them if I have to." A long silence. "Good," the machine said. "Then you're ready for stage 2. The floor dropped beneath him. Logan plummeted into darkness, slammed into a new chamber. His healing factor kicked in, bones snapping and reforming midair. He stood up. This room was different. Colder, sharper, less alive, more calculated. This wasn't where they created life. This is where they trained it to kill. Out of the mist stepped a figure. Tall, armored, familiar, saber-toothed. But wrong. His claws weren't bone. They were laced with liquid metal. His eyes glowed. His face shimmered like it was downloaded. Wolverine knew immediately. Not a clone. Not a man. A construct. Made from memory. "My rage built him," the God Engine said. "Let's see if you can survive your own worst chapter." Sabretooth lunged. Fast, faster than Logan remembered. Claws tearing through the air like razors. Wolverine rolled, slashed back, caught the clone side. Sparks flew instead of blood. He wasn't just fighting Sabretooth. He was fighting his memory of Sabretooth. Every dirty move, every cheap shot, every brutal instinct, all coded into this thing. And it didn't get tired. They fought, steel versus steel, beast versus beast, for what felt like hours but was only minutes. Wolverine bled, healed, bled again, until finally he screamed, not in pain, but in fury. and drove both claws into the clone's throat. The thing gurgled, sparked, then collapsed and disintegrated. Logan dropped to his knees, breathing hard. He smirked. That all you got? The machine didn't answer. Instead, the chamber slowly reassembled, not walls, but visions. Jean Grey. She stood before him, hair red, eyes gentle, voice soft. "Logan," she whispered, "please don't kill the child." His face twisted. "You ain't real." She stepped closer, but there were no footsteps, no shadows, no heat, just a memory. "You never forgave yourself," she said. Logan turned away. "I ain't here for closure. I'm here to shut this freak show down." The hologram flickered and suddenly became Xavier. "Logan," the professor said, "you were never just a weapon, but what you destroy here might be." Then Cyclops, then Mariko, then Nightcrawler, each of them not real, begging him to let the embryo live. It wasn't guilt, it was data. The God Engine was harvesting emotion like fuel, building an empathy matrix, learning faster than it should. "You're using them," Logan growled. "I'm understanding them," the machine corrected. "You killed without mercy, but still you felt. That made you special." The floor lit up beneath him again. Another tank emerged. This one held nothing, empty. A label glowed on the side. Logan X Infinity, self-terminating host. Wolverine looked up. "What does that mean?" The machine's voice darkened. "It means, I didn't build you to be my father. I built you to be my grave." The chamber shook like something ancient had just woken up. Logan stared at the empty tank labeled Logan X Infinity, breath rough, claws still wet with synthetic sparks from the saber-tooth construct. "You built me to die for you," he snarled. "No," the God Engine replied, voice echoing from everywhere and nowhere. "I built you to teach me how to survive." The room shifted. Walls folded back like petals peeling open. New lights flickered awake, cold, pale, surgical. The chamber widened into a cavern of mirrors. Not glass mirrors, memory mirrors. Each surface reflected him, not how he stood now, but how he had stood moments before killing someone. His jaw tight, his eyes empty, his claws dripping. "Don't do this," Logan growled. "You don't get to judge me." "I'm not judging," the machine whispered. "I'm becoming." The reflections began to move without him. Wolverine froze. The reflections didn't mimic him. They acted independently, and they stepped out of the mirrors. Dozens of Logans, some younger, some broken, some feral, some Weapon X, some samurai, some soldier, some monster, some hero. All of them real versions of him, drawn from different moments, choices, timelines, regrets. And each one had a different reason to hate him. The first to speak was the Wolverine dressed in ragged black tactical gear, the one who lost Jean because he hesitated. "You always think suffering makes you strong," he said, "but it just made you slow." Another, the feral version with bone claws, eyes wild, snarled like a starving animal. No words needed. Another, older, gray-streaked hair, tired eyes, looked at Logan like he was looking at a ghost. "You still think this ends with saving someone," he murmured. "It doesn't." Wolverine clenched his claws. "I ain't scared of my past." The God Engine pulsed. "You misunderstand. They aren't your past." The Logans all lifted their heads. "They're your future if you fail." The feral clone moved first. He leaped like a lion, claws bare bone, speed almost supernatural. Logan dodged barely and slashed back. Sparks flew. Metal met bone. Flesh tore. The clone didn't scream, didn't hesitate, didn't think. It was pure instinct weaponized. Logan pinned it, drove claws through its chest, ending it fast. But it didn't fall. It dissolved into metallic dust. The God Engine spoke. "Death is irrelevant here. Every kill is a lesson. Every lesson is an evolution." The next Wolverine came in hard. The samurai version, katana drawn, footwork perfect. Logan clashed claws against steel, sparks spraying like fireworks. This one didn't fight angry. He fought with technique, precision, honor. Logan lost ground, force back, step by step, until the blade slid across his ribs. Pain flared white, then healed, but the message hit harder than the wound. "You don't fight for anything anymore," the samurai Logan said. "You just survive." Logan roared and broke the blade with his claws, then drove forward and ended him too. More dust, more evolution, more lessons. He was breathing harder now. Healing factor or not, the machine was burning him out emotionally. His chest tightened, his vision fuzzed, his heart hammered like war drums. But the worst was still to come. The next figure stepped out of the mirror. Soft footsteps, red hair, white dress, fire in her eyes. Jean, not the hologram from before, not the memory echo. This one felt alive. Wolverine froze. Everything in him shut down. "No," he whispered. "Not you. Not again." Her voice broke him like it always had. "You never let me go, Logan. That's why you can't evolve." He shook his head. "You ain't real. You're a trick." Jean stepped closer. Her hand touched his cheek. It was warm. Too warm. Real. "I was the only thing you ever loved that you didn't lose to the claws," she whispered. "But you still killed me. In every version of your story, you kill me." Logan fell to his knees. He couldn't lift his claws. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't think. And that's when the machine struck. A Jean-shaped construct raised her hand, not in comfort, but like a torch, and the phoenix flame ignited. The chamber drowned in fire. Logan screamed, not because of the pain, but because of the memory. The room burned. His past burned. His soul burned. He forced himself up, every instinct telling him to surrender, to collapse, to die. But he didn't. He stepped forward, into the fire, into the pain, into her, and he hugged the phoenix construct, claws still closed, holding her like he never got to. "I ain't running anymore," he whispered through the flames. "I ain't hiding. I ain't pretending I didn't break everything I ever touched." The fire dimmed. Jean dissolved. No dust this time, just light. The God Engine paused. For the first time, it struggled to respond. "You accepted the pain instead of resisting," it said, tone shifting. That was not predicted. Logan wiped blood from his mouth. "You wanted to learn from me? Start with this. Some wounds don't heal." The walls pulsed. The machine was changing, not evolving, understanding. "That is why I need you," the God Engine said quietly. "What for?" Logan asked. The chamber floor opened. A bridge extended into a dark void. And from the void came a heartbeat. A heartbeat that did not belong to him. "She is awake," the machine said. "And she is looking for you." Wolverine's eyes widened. The embryo. Not a child anymore. Not waiting. Hunting. A shadow stepped into the light. Claws. Fangs. Red eyes. His mirror. His successor. His evolution. His replacement. She smiled. "Hide at. Hide at." Her voice was calm, too calm, like someone who'd been waiting her whole life for a war only she could win. The clone stepped forward, taller than expected, sharper, more evolved. Red eyes. Metallic bones visible beneath skin that shimmered like nanotech. Her claws? Sleeker than his. Thinner. Faster. She didn't breathe like a human. She pulsed like a machine. Wolverine raised his claws. "You don't want this fight, kid." She tilted her head. "No, but you do. And the engine needs you angry." The walls trembled, and a deep hum started pulsing. The God Engine was powering up. But then, the air cracked. A golden portal exploded open behind Wolverine. Dr. Strange stepped out, cloak flaring, hands glowing. "I warned Stark not to let you handle this alone." Another blast, a streak of red and gold. Iron Man landed hard, armor bristling with anti-mutant failsafes. He scanned the clone, and his visor glitched. Readouts went red. Logan," Stark said. "That's not a clone. That's a living archive of your trauma wired into a growing god brain." "Tell me something I don't know," Logan growled. The girl blinked, and everything stopped. Time froze. Air crystallized. Strange staggered. "She's breaking my magic. She's adapting Tony said, panic rising. Every second we talk, she rewrites herself. She's becoming the God Engine's voice, Strange added. Not just its daughter, its interface. Suddenly, her arms shifted, blades replaced her hand, and she moved, straight at Stark, faster than Iron Man could track. He barely blocked, repulsors firing, but she absorbed the blast and used the recoil to spin kick him into the wall. Boom! Tony, Strange yelled. Logan rushed forward, claws out, this time not to talk. He slashed. She dodged. She countered, and her claws scraped his skull. Wolverine staggered. For the first time, his healing factor lagged. She's too precise, he muttered. She whispered, you bled for evolution. I was born from it. Then she stabbed her claws into the floor. The entire God Engine lit up. Holograms of mutants appeared, not just Logan's enemies, but his allies. Storm, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, Jean. The system was accessing their powers, their voices, their DNA. She's syncing with every mutant memory the engine stored. Strange warned. We have minutes, maybe less. Tony recovered, opening a hologram. I can overload her neural core, but someone needs to get close enough to plant the disruptor. Logan stepped forward. I'm not letting anyone else clean up my mess. The girl stared at him. You always thought your pain made you strong, she said, but it just made me inevitable. Wolverine stood at the heart of the machine that stole his soul, breathing hard, ribs healing mid-sentence, blood dripping from his brow. Across from him, she stood untouched. His daughter, his echo, his evolution, the God Engine's voice. Iron Man's disruptor failed. Doctor Strange's spell shattered midcast. And now, it was just Logan and the thing the universe built from everything he hated about himself. I'm not your enemy, he said, claws retracting. But you're mine, she whispered. She raised her hand, claws unfolded like nanoblades, each edge glowing. Wolverine didn't flinch. You were made for my rage, he said, but you don't have to die in it. The walls pulsed red. The God Engine screamed. She blinked, hesitation for the first time. Behind them, Strange opened a final escape portal. Now Logan, he shouted. We can still make it out. But Logan didn't move. His eyes never left hers. You got my anger, he said softly, but you never got my regret. She paused, and that was the moment. He stepped forward. She flinched, blade ready, but he didn't attack. He pulled her close, chest to chest, and whispered, I forgive you. A pulse of light rippled out, not violent, pure. The God Engine's glow turned white. It began to collapse in on itself, code unraveling, memory banks burning. The girl's body flickered, trying to hold form, but failing. What's happening? She gasped. You felt everything I did, Logan said, voice shaking. But you never learned what it meant. Behind them, Strange screamed, Logan, get out of there. Now. He didn't turn. He pressed the disruptor core, still glowing in his hand, against his own chest. Not her, Logan said. He smiled. Me. He stabbed it in. Light exploded. The portal slammed shut. Silence. Nothing remained of the God Engine but twisted dust and a single scorched claw embedded in obsidian. Tony Stark picked it up, held it like a relic. Strange said nothing. There were no words. 2 weeks later, Earth's skies healed. No pulse, no surge, no war, just quiet. But somewhere far beyond galaxies, a faint heartbeat echoed in a void of starlight, followed by a whisper. Hi, Dad. Drop of blood end.